in L.A. I'm Mike Amos. He's Forest Lee, and it is a Tuesday as we get ready for another big high school weekend. And then, of course, there's going to be a couple of college games this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that. But it's great to be a Trojan today as we start or as we continue on toward the opening game, Troy University against Ole Miss Rebels. Forest Lee, what's going on?
Good morning.
Good to see you,
How you
my
doing,
buddy.
Mike? Been here and there at school at Pike Liberal Arts, and school has started full speed for us yesterday, and off to a good start.
I didn't realize we'd have the Pike Liberal Arts colors today, red, white, and blue.
That's right, America.
That's right, buddy.
And speaking of a great day, do you remember what happened years ago in your family?
Chris Amos went off to war.
Nope. Today is Joel's birthday.
That's right, yes, it's
Yeah.
Joel's birthday, my brother.
I was coming to work, coming to the radio, to the TV station this morning. I said,
I
happy
heard the
birthday
same
to Joel Amos.
That's right.
So,
And I'll tell you what, you know, I probably am out in front of a camera and out a lot, you know, more than my brother is. But they don't come any better than Joel Amos as a brother and a friend. Anybody know Joel Amos knows what kind of character he has and what kind of Christian man he is, and he and Linda, just great people. And hey, I say happy birthday again this morning.
yeah, well, I first met Joel when I was in the National Guard. I first was in the 3rd of the 117th Field Artillery. And then later, when I transferred to the 1659th Movement Control Team, Wayne Dickens was the first member, and there were about 20 of us that were in that unit. But then we started drilling the same time as Joel and his unit drilled, and we pulled some weekend duty at Fort Rooker together. And one summer camp, I did a summer camp with Joel, and then later on met Chris through a free ticket to Saudi Arabia in September of '90.
Oh, that was not a good feeling, I tell you.
I was married in July of '90.
Yeah.
I was in Gene Allen's wedding in August of '90. In September of '90, I was in Saudi Arabia.
Oh boy, I know that was a scary
with
moment.
Chris Amos, Greg Mobley.
But you know, it was a scary moment, but
Jimmy Copeland.
it's as proud as I've ever been of America, you know, and especially of Chris Amos, who went over there, what, twice or 3 times?
I know, I think 3, but I know 2 for sure. Christopher Joel, that's his name, Christopher Joel, and he's a colonel now with a lieutenant colonel with the National Guard.
I would call him a pretty high-ranked officer in the state of Alabama.
He's doing a good job. I don't know exactly where his unit location is.
Did it surprise you, though, that he would move on and become a high-ranking officer?
If whatever he sets his mind to, he can do it.
Were y'all out
Very focused.
now, you didn't go out in the desert, did you?
Yes.
All right, wait a minute. All right, you were out there with Chris and a lot of other guys I knew.
Right. Jimmy, Jim Williford, Buck Williford's son, and
that's right.
What's his mother's name? The real estate lady. I can see her right now. Judy.
Yeah. No. I know.
Alice, Miss Alice.
Alice Williford. Yeah.
But we had Jimmy Copeland was our commander.
And then Jimmy Copeland, and we miss him so much. He's quite a man himself.
Yeah. Our first sergeant was Lee Gardner.
Yeah.
He's still with us.
And Lee was sort of like a papa to all you guys.
Well, he not the papa probably was. We had a guy by the name of Bill Stevens. He was our procurement officer. If there's something we needed, or he'd come back with stuff. Well, Bill, where'd you get that? He said, "Don't ask." But Bill Stevens, he's passed away, and then Jim Stinson.
Was he the one that taught criminal justice at
No, Bill Stevens. He was a Marine, and then but he was a postman at the time when we went to Saudi Arabia. He's from Louisville.
Yeah.
He's passed away. And, of course, Jim Stinson, who was working at Wiley Sanders at the time,
he's passed
away too. the one you're talking about, the professor, was Dr. Don Jeffrey.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was there.
Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all called him Tank, but I call him Dr.
Y'all
Don.
call him Tank?
Well, that was his nickname in college because he's built like a tank.
I know it.
He's 75 years old.
Yeah,
It's hard to
I
believe.
would thought he was older than me. I don't know.
Yeah. He's
He's
75.
president of Troy University in Dothan. He's done well for himself.
And Greg Mobley, his daddy's Donnie Mobley, who runs a golf course in Brundage.
Yeah.
Greg was 18 years old at the time.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
And we had Terry Turner from Goshen. He works with the road department. He's over the mechanical department here in Troy at the Pike County Road Department.
Boris
Terry
is
Turner.
naming those that were deployed to Saudi Arabia.
Sherman Stafford.
Yep, Sherman.
He worked with the
for us
cable
at
for a
one
long time. Sherman, we called him Chief.
Let's see here. There's Mike Amos coming in here. Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Morning.
Mike Amos calling from Great Beach. Is it raining down there?
No, not yet.
It's raining here, or fixing to rain here. It was raining when I walked in, and as far as
It's kind of wet.
it looks like rain. We're going over the list of people, men that were deployed to Saudi Arabia out of Troy, and I remember seeing them get on that bus. And do you remember seeing Chris get on the bus, Mike?
Yeah, I think we were there. I mean, I was so young at the time. I think I was only 14, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, the conversation started with today's Uncle Joel's birthday.
Uncle Joel,
yeah,
Mike.
Joel's birthday, and then we started into Chris. But another member was Howard Moore. He went with us. Paul Floyd, who was with the post office at the time.
Yeah.
We already mentioned Jim Williford, and we had a couple of attachments to us from different units. One was Wendell McLean. He was our executive officer. He ended up being a one-star general with the Alabama Guard when he retired. And, and Mike Brooks was another one.
The reason we were so scared when y'all got on that bus and I reckon y'all heading to Fort Benning, and then
We went to Fort Rucker.
Fort Rucker or whatever, and then Fort Long they shipped you out. But we didn't know anything. The whole country, we thought that they were just had all kinds of
Mustard gas and this, that, and the other.
And so you didn't, and it was scary. It was real scary.
Well, the unknown. And, when we got on that bus, guess what they had? We got on the bus, they gave us something to eat.
What did they give you?
Catfish.
Catfish.
There was a plate of catfish. And we were going to Fort Rucker. I said, who wants catfish?
Was the catfish on the bone or like?
It was on the bone. It was on the bone. I think it was on the bone. I didn't eat
Somebody
that.
went fishing and they had a bunch of catfish.
I believe that was the 12th day of September. We were in Saudi Arabia the 24th day of September.
Yeah.
So less than 12 days. I mean, we were landing on a 500-degree oven. Seems like.
Of course, we've got a big weekend of high school football, and also your favorite team, Mike, plays in Montgomery this weekend. The Jacksonville State Gamecocks play in a preseason game. Well, let's count score the schedule, but plays Texas El Paso. Wait a minute, it's not Texas El Paso. It is.
It's
Stephen F. Austin.
Do they play Friday or Saturday?
They play Saturday.
Faulkner University plays this Thursday. They're going to play at 5 o'clock. They're going to play Reinhardt College at Faulkner University at 5 o'clock this Thursday at Billy Hillier Stadium. So
let me ask you this: $7,
I believe, it's a ticket.
How did our young man from Goshen do in his career at?
He played sparingly, but when you're talking about Bart, Snyder and Stephanie's son, his name's Brock.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Brock was a backup quarterback. His senior year, he was named Mr. Faulkner University.
Isn't that something?
And he sat for the doctor's test. What do you call that? The medical test exam to get into medical school.
Medical school.
He passed it.
Isn't that wonderful?
So now he's going to apply for medical school. And so we're proud of Brock Snyder.
I tell you what, if you just knew that family and knew the pride that goes with that family, you would be extra proud of Brock. And, of course, his dad was a longtime coach and mentor to so many kids. And, there are two guys that I hated that got out of athletics, and one is Bart, and the other one is my buddy in the furniture business.
David Helms.
David Helms. Those are two guys that could coach that got out of coaching.
David would make an excellent superintendent somewhere.
Yeah.
But just to be involved, but he is.
I don't know why. He runs a big furniture store, and and he stays busy. It's his wife's family. Yeah.
But David Helms, to answer your question, is called Clay Chalkfield and Adam Helms.
That's right.
Because they whooped somebody this. So he and Sherry, they load up the car.
Yeah. And
they go watch Clay Chalkfield.
I bet they do. I bet he's in the press box probably, and he's a very, very good coach.
No, I think he's in the stands playing with Axel.
Oh, is he?
and the other grandbaby. But David was. That's where I started my coaching. Was at Goshen. I was full-time guard at the time. I was working with Roy Sanders and Charles Wayne Wesley Lambert in the administrative office here at George Wallace Drive. I was full-time with the 3rd and 117th, and I was at Goshen one day on leave. I was on vacation, whatever you want to call it. I was eating at the Circle S Diner, and a bunch of teachers were in there about a week or two before school started, and I was talking to some of them. So, we got a teacher's opening. I said, in what field? So I applied for the job and got it. So I resigned from my full-time position. But I was called I called myself the Hines 57 teacher.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
I taught special ed health, special ed social studies, Alabama history, geography, and 7th grade social studies. Coach football, coach basketball.
Oh, boy.
Had to go back to graduate school to work on my degree in special education. Still in the National Guard. I never had a date that entire year. And Mother's living room floor was full of papers all the time. It was.
Oh, gosh.
But,
David
was head coach.
I've got all the scores from Friday night.
I will, and we'll go over in a minute. But back to Adam Helms. What a bright young coach he is. Of course, he's up at Clay Chalk, one of the top programs in the state of Alabama, and he's gonna be. He'll end up somewhere. I know. He's their defensive coordinator right now, and strength coach, and I know David is very proud of him. Of course, Mike's got some high school football scores. We want to go over that, and of course, the rodeo is in town this weekend, and we'll talk about that later on our show. And I tell you what. This guy right here, Forrest Lee, is full of information, and it's very. But Mike, one of my all-time favorite golfers has died, and I know everybody's pride in the golf world is saddened by the death of Mike. Give us some help. Did we lose him? I thought he was.
I didn't read on the headline.
Hey, Mike, back to our show.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. We were talking just a moment ago about one of the all-time great golfers died.
Tom Weiskopf.
Tom Weiskopf, and at one time, Weiskopf could be almost mentioned in the same breath as Nicholas. Nicholas and my buddy.
He only won one major though.
I know it, but he was considered one of the top 4 golfers in the world at one time, and of course, along with Jack Nicklaus and
He was born in Massillon, Ohio, and
he was a great golf architect. He designed a lot of golf courses.
Yeah, and he also, his idol was Nicholas, and he fought. And at one time he was equivalent to Nicholas as far as how most people looked at the golfers. And
he was living in Big Sky, Montana when he passed away. He was 79 years old.
And I
played at Ohio State.
That's right, big Buckeye, and of course, it's awfully sad to see one of your favorite golfers die, I'm sure the golf world will recognize him quite a bit. Okay.
What were your scores,
Mike?
Michael?
Give us some of these scores.
Let me get back in here on the computer, trying to give my daughter something to watch on TV. Let's see. We got Clay Chalkmore rolled to the 16th straight win. Thompson got upset by a team in Georgia.
And Clay
Buford.
Chalk. Clay Chalk will beat Briarwood.
You want just local scores, or what?
No, just whatever you want to give us. We'll be interested to know.
All right, Abbeville beat Beulah 26-0. Another local score. Arrington beat Dale County 60-28. So Arrington must be pretty good.
Hey,
Yes,
and Arrington travels to Highland Home this Friday.
That's gonna be a good
Auburn
game.
17, Hoover 14. So Hoover loses. Other local scores of interest: Brantley 31, Luverne 7. I mean, was that surprising? Was Luverne down?
I know it. No,
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
It's just a very good Brantley team. Looks like to me.
Fulton County 33, Peak 16, Central Phoenix City 37, Hewitt Trussville 21. I don't know how Hewitt Trussville loses the game. They've got about 15 Division I commits on that roster. That coach must not be very good. Clay Chalkmore 48-0 over Briarwood. Other local scores of interest. Let's see. Dothan 45, Carroll 19.
Well, that shows you that Dothan's going to be a lot better.
Elba 40, New Brockton 8. Enterprise 41, Bay of Panama City 7.
They wore them out. I watched them live on Troy Cable.
Game I mentioned yesterday, Fairhope went on the last play of the game against their rival Spanish Ford, intercepted the pass, went 80 yards for a touchdown to win the game.
Let me tell you, I've got some footage on that on my telephone. I don't even know how to get it off of it, but let me tell you about that game. You know, of course, they're huge rivals. You know, and Fairhope, like you said, scored on the last play of the game. It was just a little pass across the middle. And and the receiver turned around, and it was nobody there. And he just ran 80 yards for a touchdown, and this was a huge win for Fairhope over their arch rival in that game.
Yeah, it was an interception.
Yeah.
Big win for big win for Georgiana, beating W.S. Neal. That's a 1A beating a 3A, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
That was late in the game. They said there were about 50 flags in that game. What I heard over the radio said just a ton of yellow everywhere during the game.
The Land of Goshen 38, Daleville 19.
And I tell you what, it was no fluke either. Goshen played extremely well.
Headland 38, Geneva 26, Highland Home 28, Providence Christian, Kenny Keefe. Big upset here. Hillcrest of Tuscaloosa 28, Pike Road 21. So I guess Rigby loses his first game.
Well, that was another one. I talked to Coach at the drawdown the other night, and he said they scored on the last play of the game, Mike.
So does that game count, or was it a jamboree?
No, I think it counted.
I believe it counted.
I want to say it did.
Houston Academy 28, Vicksburg 0, Jackson Academy 53, Monroe Academy 6.
Monroe
It's not the same Monroe.
It's not the same one that they used to have. I don't know what happened to them.
Big rivalry here. Kinston 34, Sampson 12.
That was a big win, but for Kinston to beat, they're located about 5 miles from each other.
Yeah, Kinston's got a quarterback that's about 6'5", 6'6". He's a senior. He plays all three sports.
Yeah. Mike, I was talking to a guy recently, and we were talking about how good this quarterback is at down the road here that we watched. Forrest, we watched him play against it was against Hartford, last year. This outstanding young quarterback.
Oh, you talking about the kid at Arrington?
The kid at Arrington. And let me tell you this. They say forget about football. He has already pretty much committed to Troy in basketball. He's a great basketball player, and he's real fast. He's just an excellent athlete, and we'll get some information on him later on to pass. But this Arrington team is really good, and of course it makes them better to have a very fast quarterback.
Ian Sin.
Ian Sin, that's his name.
6'2", 165. He's a junior.
And Mike, they say he can shoot the lights out in basketball, and of course, he's just a junior, and he's got a couple more years. But he gives anybody play. He gives he gives Arrington a real opportunity to win a lot of games.
Other local scores: Macon East 19, Lowndes Academy 13. You had Mobile Christian 35, Pint Little Arch 3. Did anybody know any information on that game?
Well, I can tell you a lot about it because 3 of their top players walked out on them on a Wednesday, last Wednesday, and did not come back. So they lost the great Nemo, the guy that gained 135 yards last week against Highland Home. Well, he walked out, and his 2 brothers walked with him. So the Williams, their last name is Williams.
Right. Well, they've transferred.
I should mention it.
They've entered the portal. Well, they lost 4 players actually, like last week, and that kind of put them behind the 8 ball. They had to redo their, lineup, Wednesday and Thursday, and when you have to play Mobile Christian and Ronnie Cottrell. This week, Bayside Academy rose into Pike Liberal Arts, and will play Bayside Academy, and they're still working their kinks out.
How can that work for us? I mean, would they have to go to a private school to be able to play immediately?
I don't know all the details, but they have transferred out. 4 players have. I think 3 are going to Pike County. Other one is transferred to Ayrton. About their eligibility, I'm not sure how that works.
That's right.
It's all changed since I coached, and I know it's when you lose 4, you've got to just rearrange who plays where. And I'll say this: the players at Pike Liberal Arts and the coaches. I'll say there's a lot of character involved in who's on that team, and they're working for a goal to getting better each play. They want to win a play, and they want to win the next one.
And believe it or not, they had the great Nemo. I say that because he was really great against Highland Home. We watched him on TV, and he gave Pike Liberal Arts a great running back. Of course, with him gone, it's going to be, it'll be a bunch of younger players coming in there.
That's just an interesting situation, though, because some teams have only played jamborees. So it makes you wonder if you could play immediately if the actual season has not started.
You're right. That might be the case.
I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out within 2 or 3 weeks what the details are. I don't know.
Listen to how scary this score is. Montgomery Catholic 41, McGill Tulin 21.
Oh, yeah.
They beat McGill Tulin out of Mobile by 20.
Yeah, and the running back who's committed to Auburn, he's up for Player of the Week for the WSFA Player of the Week.
I want to say he's
had over
200.
Over 200 yards rushing, about 60 pass receiving.
Mike, we want to continue these scores, but I want everybody to know the catch is here. The catch is here, and but it's a nice magazine, Mike. Of course, it's got pictures of all the teams and the schedules of all these teams. I'm going to show you something that will...
it's published by the Troy Messenger.
Yeah, and of course it's got pictures of Goshen and Charles Henderson and Pike County High School. But what I was going to show you that really knocked my socks off with this, of course, good article, and I tell you, the man that's doing it for the Messenger right now, sports-wise, is really doing an outstanding job. I'll show you something that will surprise you. There's at least 60 or 70 kids on the roster for Pike County High School. I mean, that was really impressive.
Yes, sir.
and all these players that are playing for him are led by a young man named Ian Foster. And, of course, the head coach is Mark Hurt. And I'll let you say this. With coaches like Cornelius Griffin and a lot of other well-known coaches, they're gonna have a very good football team for this.
By the end of the year, they'll be rocking and rolling. And one thing I want to mention that it says the Troy Messenger this is a special publication by the Troy Messenger. The publishers Bobby Rice, the editorials Josh Boutwell. And I want to give credit to the photographers Josh Boutwell, April Brown, Townhouse Photography, Joy Meredith, Charles Citizen High School, Casey Atkinson, Christy Drinkwater.
Yeah.
That she is Ellis.
Yeah, that's right.
And Pure Game Sports, and the design is by Huck Treadwell. But you can pick up the catch throughout the city of Troy, and it covers Charles Citizen, Zion Chapel, Pike Liberal Arts, Troy University, Pike County High School, and Goshen. And Goshen's got
that new helmet.
New helmet. It's gold with purple and white stripes.
Yeah, good looking helmet.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Let me just say this.
First class.
The Messenger ought to just, or we ought to just applaud the Messenger over and over again. Nobody else had something like this. And this is quality, too. And, I'm just tickled pink. And I tell you, Josh Boutwell is the new sports director of the Messenger. And
I saw him on your show Monday before I went to school.
He's going to do us a good job. He's going to be on our show every Monday to recap the high school and college football.
And didn't he say he's from Elba?
Yeah,
Alabama?
from Elba, yeah.
Elba. Mm-hmm.
There's another great one from Elba in the box, in the radio box. And he's an employee of Troy Bank and Trust Company. Jerry Miller.
Yeah.
And what a great job he's done over the years.
Pike Liberal Arts, we have a new coach by the name of William Mogul, and he is from Elba, Alabama.
Yeah.
And he coached at Elba for a long time.
Yeah, he coached at Charles Henderson when Dean was there, too.
Yeah.
He's a great offensive line coach.
Yeah, William Mogul.
And he's there to help out the Trojans of Charles Henderson High School. Is that right?
Pike
Liberal Arts.
Pike, okay. I'll tell you this.
Other scores, you had St. James and Montgomery. I think Charles Henderson plays them. They beat Montgomery Academy 42-14. T.R. Miller won 22-21 over Hillcrest of Evergreen. Mike Dean stepped down before the season, so I don't know who Hillcrest Evergreen's coach is. And then other scores of interest. Battle of Mobile, UMS Wright 21, St. Paul 14. So UMS Wright is good again.
Yeah.
Another Battle of Mobile, Biger 7, Blunt 0.
Wow.
And looks like any other games, local interest, Wetumpka 27, Jeff Davis 10.
That's a big win for you. Listen, you know who the coach is at Wetumpka, don't you?
Bear Woods.
Bear Woods. And, buddy, I tell you what, I don't know how good they are. I haven't seen them, but I would guess they would be hard-nosed kids with playing for Bear Woods.
And then Charles Henderson's opponent this week, Williamson, beat Mary Montgomery out of Mobile 21-20 in overtime. So it's a tough game. Charles Henderson playing a 7A school this week.
I know it, and that's going to be quite a game. But I'll tell you. Now, I'm a little concerned about injuries, but they've got two big running backs at Charles Henderson that you can run straight at people with, you know. And then they've got the great receiver, who a lot of people say is the best receiver in the state of Alabama, in
Jawan
Boyd. And now they said they're starting to use him at a running back too. So you're going to see, and he's only a junior. And all I have to say is go out and see and judge for yourself what kind of athlete this guy is.
Have you got any more scores, Michael? If not, I'll talk about the opponents this week, the lineups.
Yeah,
that's it.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you about one game, though, we didn't touch on, but Opelika they have a good team every year, but their 29-28 win over Callaway, Georgia. Callaway is one of the top teams in Georgia, and Opelika beat them.
Yeah, they're a little bit of a smaller school. Callaway is. Gene Allen and myself, we Gene's a good close friend or grew up with Claude Giddens.
Yeah.
And Claude's out of coaching now, but his son Zach is the offensive coordinator at Callaway.
Okay.
And they won the state championship 2 years ago, went to the semifinals or quarterfinals last year, and they have a very good team this week in Callaway. So, but congratulations to the Bulldogs of Opelika.
Yeah, Don Jacobs is coaching, I want to say at the private school in Dothan. Is that right?
He's coaching Eddie Brundage at Houston Academy.
Yeah, it's Don Jacobs, the coach at Houston Academy.
He's not the head coach.
Eddie Brundage was last school.
Eddie Brundage from Dozier.
Was the head coach?
Yeah,
Eddie.
Where Jacobs is.
Yeah, well, it'd be fun to find out.
Eddie Brundage was the head coach.
From Dozier, Alabama. Is that right?
Yeah, they played at Troy.
Do you know he still holds the record for the most yardage gained by a running back in a game? I believe he does.
I've got here's the upcoming games. Brantley will travel to Houston County. Goshen at Zion Chapel. Mary Montgomery at Charles Henderson. Big game, Pike County at Strawn.
Yeah. And we've got some local flavor there, don't we?
Yeah, you sure do. That's the Lowry boys.
Yeah, that's right.
I think David's helping his sons coach.
And I'm thinking about not the Lowry, but the Kilcrease. Is in Kilcrease the head
I don't know
coach?
if it's I believe it's one of the Lowrys. That could be right. Could be right.
Yeah.
You could be right.
Yeah, he's the head
But I
coach.
know that there's 3 Lowrys helping him.
And you know who else is on that staff? It's the Free kid that
Jacob Free
used to play for Troy in football.
That's
quarterback.
Yeah.
So they got a heck of a staff right there.
They do. You got
Don coordinator at Houston Academy.
What now?
Don Jacobs is the offensive coordinator at Houston Academy.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
he'll make a good one.
you got Bayside Academy at Pike Liberal Arts. Ayrton at Highland Home.
Boy, that's going to be a good one. I would almost call that the feature game of the week right there.
You got Elba at Kinston. Auburn at Enterprise.
Oh, boy, you talking about a goodie. I might try to get down there and see
Auburn
that
at
one.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
Crenshaw Christian Academy at Abbeville Christian. We have Dale County at Carroll of Ozark. And Luverne at Geneva County. Those are the local teams that I pulled up this morning.
How good will Geneva County be without that great running back and that signed and now is playing for Alabama? That was an outstanding running back.
They've already said that they're already moving Henderson to wide receiver.
Oh, moved to wide receiver.
That tells you South Alabama has a running back.
Well, I hope he'll play regularly. You'll tickle me.
Get all those.
Of course, our show's brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, and I was with Johnny Garrett yesterday, and of course he's supporting the big rodeo, and we'll be talking about it all day. But the rodeo's in town Friday and Saturday night from the arena.
Cattleman Park.
Yeah, Cattleman's Park, and of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be talking about it later on in the show.
We're losing you a little bit, Mike. You're not coming in too clear.
I'm just saying. I'm wondering what the rodeo does if they have bad weather. They still perform. There.
Yeah, it's got a covered arena.
Yeah,
They got that big covered arena in the back.
Yeah, Mike, you've been there before. We were there to see the country music star. You remember that?
Yeah, I knew, but I just didn't know if that was still safe with lights and stuff like that. I didn't know how.
I don't know about that.
But it is indoors. I mean, I say that. I mean, it doesn't have walls, but it's got a cover over the top of the building.
But this Friday morning at 10 o'clock at Preston's on the bypass across from Walmart. they're going to kick it off. The Pike County Cattlemen's will kick off it's the 30th time they've had a rodeo here in Troy.
Yeah, okay.
And they're going to have a bucking start. You can ride a mechanical bull starting at 10 o'clock. Businesses can enter one of their employees. So Troy Cable will be entering Mike Amos.
Oh, no way.
And C-Spire, but they're going to give prizes out, but they're going to have you can get on the mechanical bull. Kids can, adults can, and starting at 10 o'clock at Preston's to start the rodeo off.
Then can you get something to eat at Preston's if you want to?
I'm sure you can.
Well, they've got a great steak. I'll tell you that.
They got one of the best hamburgers in town.
Oh, I know it. You're right.
But,
delicious hamburger.
Robbie is a native of Goshen, the owner, Robbie Richburd. He graduated with Robin Snyder.
Well, and I'll tell you this, he has really supported Troy University's football team, and every time I turn around, he's doing something nice for the football team.
Yes, sir.
We've got a great show for you, of course, brought to you by our good friends at Bird Drugs on the corner in downtown Troy, because they've got the best breakfast in town, no question about it, with cracked eggs, grits, bacon, toast. You can't beat it, and some Forrest Lee's sliced tomatoes, and he got me started on these sliced tomatoes, and boy, I get them almost every time I eat.
All right, let me give you a new recipe. I got this from Amy Allen. Amy is a fig pen.
Okay, yeah.
From Greenville.
Yeah.
Frank's her daddy. He's a retired pharmacist, and her uncle was on the board of trustees at Troy University.
Well,
Mr. Thigpen. Her brother was a pitcher at Troy University.
That's right.
Ward.
That's right. Yeah.
But anyhow, here's a new recipe. Chop up 2 or 3 tomatoes.
Okay.
I mean, just chop them up.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of mayonnaise in it, salt and pepper, and then get you some saltine crackers and crush them on top of those tomatoes in a bowl and stir it up.
Yeah.
And that's what you eat.
Really?
Crackers and tomatoes.
It's cold tomatoes, pretty much.
Well, I would put them in the refrigerator and let them get cold, but
right.
you need to have enough where you can eat them at one setting. If you put them back in the refrigerator, they might last for a day, then they'll get soggy.
Yeah.
But chop up those tomatoes, salt and pepper them, a little bit of mayonnaise, and get you some. And I prefer premium.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Just crunch them up.
Sounds good to me.
Stir it up.
And in fact, but you could use it as your salad. It would be easy, very easy for you to use it as your salad, and then your main course after that.
Yeah. Sunday morning before we went to church, we had homecoming at Goshen Methodist Church this past weekend.
Boy,
so I like going to the garden and whatever I got in there, taking them to the ladies there. And I carried about 4 or 5 eggplant. And if I picked one bell pepper, I bet I picked 40. And carried about 40 bell peppers.
You know, sisters used to have fried eggplant. They don't do it anymore, but boy, that was delicious.
Yeah, Mother used to do that.
And deep fried it, and it was really, really good. And of course, we're talking about everything this morning. And of course, food is close to our hearts. Mike, have you seen Charles Henderson? They've got a white helmet with orange CH on the side. I don't, and then the decal is on the one side, and then the numbers on the other side, and it's different.
I saw some pictures Dan Smith posted on Facebook. So that's the only pictures I've seen of it.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna get Dan on our show, and of course talk to him not only about what's been going on with his sports writing and many things he does for the program, but.
I talked to Dan Smith one time. I said, Dan, how did you start your photography? He said, well, my brother Ben got a nice camera. Yeah. And I asked him, could I borrow it? And I started taking pictures with Ben's camera, Dr. Ben out there at Sarah. He said, that's where I started taking pictures, with Ben's camera. I said, where's that camera now? And he said, I have no idea.
The doctor's out at
Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah right now. Of course, one of them is Dr. Ben Smith, and I've known him for
South Alabama Rural Health Associates.
And
Dr. David Runyon.
That's right, Dr. David Runyon. Of course, he's so active in the scouting program in the city of Troy, and outstanding doctors. And and we'll name more as our show goes on today.
We talked about football. Did you read? You may have talked about this yesterday, but 51 players, 5 Auburn offensive linemen, Brandon Consul, Keandre Jones, Jaleel Irvin, E.J. Harris, Court Bradley, players from Auburn, Miami, South Florida, Florida Atlantic, LSU, Oklahoma, Missouri, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, and Texas A&M. There's 51 linemen who have been or have agreed to an NIL contract with Hooters.
Oh gosh! Oh God! Oh
You know,
man!
John Daly and his son are sponsored by Hooters, and John Daly's son plays for Arkansas golf team, so he's got an NIL deal with Hooters as well.
Yeah.
Well, on the Dr. Pepper commercial, Fansville,
Yeah.
this year,
Right,
Bryce Young's going to be on that commercial.
Oh, is he?
And
Oh.
Bosworth will be back. Brian Bosworth will be back as the sheriff.
Oh, really?
And so he signed a NIL deal with him.
Brian Bosworth was gone from the scene.
No, he's on that Dr. Pepper commercial. And
yeah, Brian Bosworth actually did several movies.
Yeah.
Are you a Fleetwood Mac fan, Stevie Nicks fan?
Yeah, she's playing Huntsville. My wife loves Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, that's going to be October the 31st in Huntsville at the Orion Amphitheater. The Gold Dust Woman. But that's...
Yeah, my wife and I were actually watching Fleetwood Mac in a concert at the house the other day. We like a lot of Fleetwood Mac songs.
Yeah, well, she'll be in concert on the 31st of October for all you musical fans. And we were talking about the rodeo. You can get your tickets at the main branch at Troy Bank and Trust, Don Walker's Western Wear, the Piggly Wiggly in Brundage, and the Banks Buy Right. I may have to ride there one day and eat breakfast.
Exactly, yeah.
And but you can get them for $10 in advance or $12 at the gate. But
if you want to go eat breakfast today out in Buy Right, we'll try to make it.
I got to go home and get all my stuff ready for class.
Oh, that's right. And of course, hopefully you'll be on our show. More information, of course. Again, the rodeos this weekend at the.
We got to do college and hospital football picks this week.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that too. And
you got 10 college games this weekend.
Yeah, and you're gonna be able to make that our scoreboard show.
Yes, sir. I'll be
Boris, that'll be great, and we'll have a good show, no question about it, every week. And again, the gates are open on Friday at 5 p.m. The rodeo starts at 7:30. Same way on Saturday, the gates are open at 4 p.m. Then they have the Western Festival where the kids get to go out and take part in it. So if you got any little old cowpokes around, they'll love this, the Western Festival.
Right.
And it starts at 5 p.m. The tickets are $10 for advance tickets and $12 at the door. And it's going to be, and the good thing here, 12 and under, free with accompanying adults. So, yeah, 12, if you're with somebody, an adult, you can get in free.
Right.
12 and under.
Right. You know, those football games, of course, we talked that Faulkner opens up this Thursday, but here's what I've got. Austin P at Western Kentucky, Nebraska at Northwestern in Dublin, Ireland.
And when is that game played?
That'll be Saturday, August the 27th.
Will that be early in the morning? Or
It'll
what?
be 11:30
Yeah.
our time.
I'm real interested in that.
In the morning.
I hope Frost can
Nebraska at, no, not Nebraska versus Northwestern in Dublin, Ireland. I've got Idaho State at University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Connecticut at Utah State. Wyoming at Illinois. DeQuince at Florida State. Charlotte at Florida.
Is that Duquesne?
Duquesne, yes, excuse me.
Duquesne, okay.
Sorry, I keep.
I've said DeQuince before too.
Yeah, DeQuince. I used to say
I thought they were just a basketball school.
Yeah.
I didn't know they played football.
Charlotte's at Florida Atlantic, Florida A&M at North Carolina, North Texas at the University of Texas, El Paso.
That'll be a pretty good game.
Vanderbilt at Hawaii.
All right, that'd be a good one. Late night game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 9:30 at night. Nevada at New Mexico State. I didn't get the time on that, but that's what I have. I got 11 games.
You got Utah State. Alabama's the first opponent playing a week before, so Alabama, I guess, can scout.
Yeah. That's going to be at Utah State, and we said, who's going to be playing Jacksonville State?
Stephen F. Walton.
Stephen F. Walton. They're from Natchitoches, Louisiana. And
they're from Texas.
but Johnny Williams, this is one of his games, and he always has a big game before the season, and features Jack State in their 500-piece marching band. Can you believe that?
Right, and Johnny Williams, I saw him on WSFA TV last night.
I did too. Yeah.
And doing a little promo for the game. It's Jacksonville State versus Stephen.
Johnny Williams is over the River Region sports organization, and he represents the city of Montgomery in bringing this game to Montgomery.
You know, he's done a lot for Troy University. He's done a lot for sports, especially football, as it relates to Alabama.
I'll tell you this,
needs to be recognized by some organization or.
I'll tell you this: we would not be Division 1A in football without Johnny Williams as the athletic director during that time, and he could see it, and a lot of people couldn't see it, but Johnny Williams saw it all the way that Troy should be a 1A program, and doggone, he got us there, along with efforts from people like Ben Beard and a committee that met behind doors for several months to plan how we would get to be a 1A program, and
Johnny ought to write a book about that one.
Yeah, he sure could.
Well,
he did a lot for Troy athletics.
Well, Andrew's the oldest, and David's the youngest.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, guys, if y'all ain't figured it out by now, we're running behind y'all.
We're going to take a short break, brought to you by Lawrence Hardware on South Frontage Street right here in Troy. And, of course, my good friends at Oakview Manor. And, of course, the Alabama Real Estate Connection. Call Carol Amos today for your real estate needs. And Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy. I was with Jason Gregory and his beautiful wife yesterday at breakfast at Birds, and we really had a good time. And boy, they love that breakfast like I do. We'll be back.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Back to our show, brought to you by Little Caesars. Right. Let me tell you this. I think it's the best pizza in town. It's the most reasonably priced pizza in town, and you can get that hot and ready with two. I like it with cheese and hamburger, and of course it is delicious pizza, and it's always ready. If you're hungry and you're riding down the street, look for Little Caesars, and you can eat in a hurry. Because it is a great place to buy pizza.
When I eat pizza, water, sweet tea, no. I got to have a Coca-Cola to sit down with. Some kind of soft drink. Pepsi-Cola or Coca-Cola or a Sun Drop.
Yeah. Mike, the portal is raising Cain, boy. The portal, and there was a good article today on Ole Miss and how they've been handling the portal, and evidently they are filling their roster with a bunch of kids. It says a 17 right now, a group of 17 is ranked number 2 on the portal in the nation. And the winner of it all is Southern Cal. Yes, Southern Cal.
I read an article yesterday about how USC is still going to go to the Big Ten, but honestly, UCLA is going to have to back out, or some of their boosters and alumni and the fan base is protesting the move. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
On Alabama.com, I look at that each day. And there was an article of the high school football coaches in the state of Alabama. What's the number one problem you're having? Players transferring out of your program to another school.
That's right.
It's happening in high school. It's happening in college, and it has always happened, but to the degree of today in 2022, it is.
Well, and another thing, let's just look at Pike County High School, a great program. They're building a great program under Coach Hurt. Well, the county schools, you might can correct me. They do not have the policy where you can't transfer. Is that right?
I'm not sure of all the details, but say if somebody wants to transfer to Goshen in the 6th, 7th grade to go down to school, they can go there.
Yeah.
They'll be eligible to play in the middle school.
Yeah.
But then time they're in the senior, they're eligible because that's their school that they established when they were little.
Well, you notice that Troy, locally, the high school, they can't get a kid from Goshen or a kid from Pike County because they're not in our city limits, or they don't have a residence here in Troy so it's open door though with Pike County and Goshen.
I'm not sure of all that, but when we talk about transfer from one school to another, the Henderson kid in Geneva last year.
That's right.
He was recruited. People tried to get him to come to that school.
Yeah.
Well, how did the kid end up down there at Gulf Shores? That's from northeastern Alabama. That sensational running back.
Yeah.
That he's down there. How did he get there? So there's
somebody got me.
It's been happening in basketball in Metro Birmingham and Huntsville and Mobile, and it's wherever the basketball court's the shiniest, whatever.
Oh, you got so many high school coaches making $150,000 a year too as a high school coach.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy the money
So
people make now.
But anyway,
there's an article about John.
Some of these coaches make $150,000 and don't even have to teach.
right. It's just. Did y'all talk about the two football players at Indiana State passing away?
No.
Well, in Terre Haute, Indiana, 2 freshman members of the Indiana State football team. This weekend, there were 3 students killed in a car wreck, and 2 of them played football at Indiana State. So, just wanted to mention that.
Oh boy, that's sad.
I can only imagine what that community and families are going through. But that was at Indiana State. And change the subject. Quilts. One of my favorite possessions is a quilt. The first quilt my mother ever made.
Yeah.
But at the Johnson Center here in Troy, Alabama, the Cotton Rose Quilters, They have an exhibit of quilts in downtown Troy, the Johnson Center, that you can go.
Let me ask
go
you,
and see.
do you know whether you can purchase those? Yeah, I
You
think
know, I'm
everybody
not.
would love to have one.
I'm not sure, but the exhibit has been running since the 10th of August, and it run through September the 30th. And the Johnson Center for the Arts is open 10 to 5 Monday through Friday, and the admission is free. All right, here's a trivia question. In Alabama, what community in Alabama, rural Alabama, is known for their quilts?
Oh, boy.
That place over near Camden, G's Bend or
That
something.
is correct. G's Bend.
Boy, that boy knows everything.
There was
I don't know where he got it from.
some guy was traveling. He saw these quilts hanging out, and now they went on a national display in New York. But G's Bend is your correct answer. But I know there's some local ladies who do their quilting, but if you want to go look at some.
You ought to see me at trivia night down here at Great Brew Pub at Domino's.
Do you really? What are some of the questions? Let's see if I could answer one.
I mean, it's just like random trivia, music, history,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sports and everything.
It would not surprise me. You know, if
I
you
used
want.
to be one of the greatest Trivial Pursuit players of all time.
Of course, our show brought you by Pike's Tree Service.
I was not
What now?
classroom, but I was not smart in the classroom, but I have a lot of random knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I read where Top Golf looks like it's coming to Mobile. A Top Golf
Yeah, I
facility.
read that too. That's a big deal.
Multi-million-dollar facility. And
Tell me what y'all are talking about.
Top Golf is where you go and practice your golf swing. There's
Oh,
targets out there you can hit. Birmingham has a.
Yeah, they've
That's
had
one.
one in a bar or something. Wasn't it?
That's outdoors.
It's also a bar, a restaurant. You have waiter, waitresses waiting on you.
Yeah, I've never been to one, but it's a big deal, and Mobile would be an excellent place for it. And the Tour Championship is this weekend, isn't it, Michael, at East Lake in Atlanta?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Big one.
The top 30 are playing. Top 30.
Mike,
golfers.
we need to have a little contest about that.
Well, you got that going on, and then they say afterwards there's about 8 or 9 other guys going to join Live. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens afterwards.
Who are some of them they're talking about?
Well, Cam Smith's the biggest name.
Yeah. And so he's a fairly young golfer too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
Did you read the article about the Southeastern Conference football records that may never be broken? Did you see that article, Michael?
Yeah, I think I read that. I think I read that a while back. But yeah,
Well, it was
I don't know if I talked about it on the show though.
Yeah. Said one season Tennessee punted 139 times. In that was in 1937. 1938, Alabama defense gave up only 701 total yards. In 1948, safety Lee Nally had 791 punt return yards. 1950, Vanderbilt split in Bucky Curtis averaged 29.3 yards per reception. 29 interceptions in a season by quarterbacks. 1951, Georgia Zeke Brakowski.
All right, yeah.
And in 1983, Vanderbilt quarterback Kurt Page. They both threw for 29 interceptions.
Oh, me.
1973, Alabama averaged 366 yards rushing per game.
Yeah.
1982, Georgia safety Terry Hogue, or is it Hoagie?
Hogue, I think.
But he intercepted 12 passes. 2015, Alabama running back Derrick Henry rushed for 2,219 yards. And in 2019, LSU quarterback Joe Burrow threw for 60 touchdowns.
Oh, man.
Those are records. Will they be broken? Was the article.
I tell you what, Burrow, that'll be hard to break. That's 60 home run. 60 touchdowns
in a season.
in a season passing.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 months ago, he had an appendectomy
Yeah, that's
surgery.
right.
He had an emergency.
He's still a great young
Yeah, he's back full speed, I believe.
quarterback.
You're gonna watch Nebraska Northwestern. That'll be on Fox. So Fox will carry that game on Saturday. Jacksonville State, Stephen F. Boston will be live on ESPN at 2:30.
On regular ESPN. Well,
Yeah.
you talking about exposure. Johnny Williams will get you
Is that
exposed.
Saturday?
Yeah, then Connecticut, Utah State on Fox Sports 1 at 3 p.m. Wyoming at Illinois on Fox Sports, Big Ten Network. Alabama State versus Howard at Montgomery. Does Johnny Williams have a doubleheader, Dak?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he does. He does have the doubleheader the next day.
So
You're
the
right.
Alabama State Hornets versus Howard. I think Howard's out of Washington D.C.
But I wanted to say,
What- when
you sure it's not Tuskegee, Mike?
Yeah, it's Howard is what it says.
Oh, yeah, I think it's televised too.
Where's that going to be? At what date?
It's in Montgomery on ESPN on Saturday.
You know,
So you got Jacksonville State at 2:30 on ESPN. Looks like you got Alabama State at 6 on ESPN.
Wow.
And then later that night, you got New Mexico State, Nevada on ESPN2. Late night, Vanderbilt. I don't know if y'all have the CBS Sports Network. I have it down here. Vanderbilt at Hawaii will be on the CBS Sports Network at 9:30.
Okay, good. Do you know something that Jacksonville has a real problem with? Is name recognition. Do you know most of the people in America think it's Jacksonville, Florida? And I mean, it's the truth. Most people in America view that as Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville is, of course, located in a very small town in North Alabama, but the actual what they need to do is a little name recognition. If they're going to Division 1A, they probably need to change their name as far as identification. It really
What would sound good? Northeast Alabama.
I don't know. We've been this route with Troy and everything, but
Didn't Artis Gilmore play at Jacksonville? But
Yeah.
the
Jacksonville,
Southern in Florida.
That's right.
Yeah.
But don't you
They
agree?
played it.
The Jacksonville Dolphins.
Do you agree with me? Don't you think the name Jacksonville gets runs
Well, I think that's why they keep the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Artis Gilmore played at Dothan High School one
Of
year.
course, they've got in Division 2 and Division 1 AA. They've always had good teams. But like I said, where is Jacksonville? Where is that? That's Florida, I reckon. That's
Well, I
Florida.
mean, the only thing you can do is maybe East Alabama. You already got a
that's
North
right.
Alabama, a West Alabama, maybe East Alabama.
That's right, East Alabama. Now they're not going to do it because I said so, but they
Or
do have
Eastern,
they have an identity problem. They have an identity problem with their name. That sounds
Well,
crazy.
Troy had Troy, New York, I guess. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of Troys out
Well,
there.
that's right. And Troy, a lot of people said Troy would have a identification problem, but they fought through it. And I'm not saying that Jacksonville can't do it, but it's a road that they've got to follow, though.
Yeah, the best name that Troy came up with that if they would have changed the name was Alabama Southern, but at the time I think there was an Alabama Southern Junior College.
That's right. But they like that Alabama Southern, and then of course how about this an international name to it? Since they're an international
Alabama
university.
International.
Yeah, they could have done something like that. But thank goodness they didn't, and we're Troy University, and we're doing well. And
What about Deer Stand Hill College?
oh yeah, that would be a tough one. But you know what, Mike? We've got another one that really has an identification problem. It's a team that we just brought into the Sun Belt.
What, Old Dominion?
Old Dominion. Oh gosh. It hit and knocked down at the Old Dominion 14-yard line as what are they called?
They're the Monarchs.
And the Monarchs lead the Trojans or fall to the Trojans today, 44-14.
Monarchs.
Name all the mascots in the new Sun Belt Conference.
Oh gosh, you probably could do it. I don't know.
You got the Marshall Thundering Herd, Old Dominion Monarchs. You've got the James Madison Dukes.
Yep.
You got the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Eagles?
Southern Mississippi, the Golden Eagles. You're right.
Then you got the Arkansas State Red Wolves now.
Yep.
Texas State is the Bobcats. You got the La Monroe. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank on La Monroe.
La Monroe is the. Oh gosh. I'm having a little trouble with that too. La Monroe is the
Warhawks.
Warhawks. Okay.
And then you got after that, let's see, is that all the East teams? Trying to think. You got South Alabama Jaguars, the Troy Trojans, Georgia State Panthers, Appalachian State Mountaineers, Georgia Southern. What's Georgia Southern? Statesman.
Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles, Mike.
Eagles. Yeah, Georgia Southern Eagles. And then you got
Coastal
Carolina's Chanticleers.
Oh man, isn't that something?
Marshall Thundering Herd.
Yeah.
Who am I leaving out?
Nobody, I don't think, other than the one we were talking about earlier. I can't even.
Louisiana. You did them.
Oh yeah, Louisiana Lafayette.
Texas State.
But
Texas State, the Bobcats.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louisiana Lafayette's the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, that's right. And that was one of the easiest ones. We couldn't remember it. But yeah, good job on that. Oh boy. Hey Mike, in golf, a Georgia Southern golfer got a little headline. Do you know about that?
Yeah, he played they just had
in the U.S. Amateur.
And the amateur, yeah, I don't know.
He's a Georgia Southern golfer, and he was playing for the championship. I don't know how they came out,
The guy who won was from Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think that guy finished second.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, this week, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Live.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama. Looking for a career in the trucking industry, call my good buddy at Troy, and of course, he's located right here on Sanders Avenue or Sanders Drive in Troy, Alabama. So we appreciate all of our sponsors, and of course, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. That career opportunity awaits you. Just call in and talk to my buddy Hoss Daddy, and you'll be ready.
Before we left
I
the
had
show,
a lot of friends who went to Julie Sanders' daughter got married up in Montgomery, and apparently that was a big time wedding everybody went to from Troy.
right. Oh, we were talking before we went to commercial. Sam Bennett from Madisonville, Texas, who plays at Texas A&M, was United States amateur champion. And the runner-up was Ben Carr from Columbus, Georgia.
That's right.
And that's the kid who plays at Georgia Southern.
So, and he played for the championship, and the kid from A&M won. Is that right?
Right. And
There's like 12 golfers on the PGA Tour from Georgia. I'm surprised this kid didn't go to Georgia.
Yeah, but you know they're building quite a program at Georgia Southern too. They say, and
I think the girls won the Sun Belt Conference, didn't they?
in
golf.
In golf, yeah, I think so. Of course, again, we've got a lot of football out there, and of course, the rodeo is going on out at the Cattlemen's Club or Cattlemen's Arena.
How did the football night banquet go?
Real good. I thought there was a very big crowd. They sold over 430 tickets at $125 a ticket. That's pretty good fundraiser. And you know what? I probably shouldn't say this, but I've got to. The Troy University head football coach was one of the winners.
Oh, wow.
That's right. His ticket was in the top 5 tickets drawn at the end.
Everybody split it?
Yeah, they split it. Listen, they split. No, they didn't. Everybody split it. They drew the first that brought it down to 4. Then they drew again and for third, and they drew again. So the game came down to the top 3, and our head football coach had the ticket, and they split.
That's hilarious. I didn't know the football coach even had a ticket. When they do that.
I think over the years, I think they bought tickets, and the chancellor had bought tickets. A lot of people have bought tickets over.
What did Summerall do? Did he keep it or give it back to the university?
No, I don't know what he did with it. I don't know what he did with it, but he could have given it back if he wanted to. But I would stick it in my pocket because he won fair and square.
I put it in my pocket and I turn around and write a check, maybe for a donation. Help me
That's
with my
right.
taxes.
For a $100 donation or whatever.
Did y'all read where the guy from Dothan won $1 million on a scratch-off ticket?
No.
I did, yeah.
When did that happen?
Florida. A few days ago.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to rouse the
that's a scratch off.
Scratch off.
It was a place. It was a place in Dothan, right over the line. He bought it out.
Well, great. For $1 million, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
And of course,
I play scratch off down here, and I win $50 every once in a while. Never $1 million.
Of course, Mike Amos calling and talking to us from Great Beach, Florida, and of course it's beautiful down there most of the time, but it's rainy up here, and of course, hopefully by next week it'll maybe rain during the week, and then we'll have some cool weather coming in. But Ole Miss is one of the probably the 4 or 5 programs that's got all weather surface. Name them, Mike.
Or just
I mean,
better
I'm
name who's
not
got
100%
grass.
sure in the SEC. I mean, I think Arkansas's got turf.
Doesn't Ole Miss have turf? Yeah, Ole Miss has turf.
But I'm not sure. I think maybe Missouri's got turf.
I can't remember. I've been to Missouri. I believe they've got turf. Yeah, they've got turf. And 3 or 4 of them have turf, and Alabama doesn't have turf.
I think Vanderbilt's got turf.
Yeah, that's right. Dudley Field, Vanderbilt, yeah. I believe that's fact.
Other than that, I think the majority of schools have grass.
Isn't that amazing? With the all-weather surface that we see.
I know Oklahoma's got grass. I don't know about what Texas will have.
You know what? As fast as Alabama is, they would be faster on artificial turf, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
So really, they're losing. You take Tennessee.
You know Auburn knows how to grow grass, and you know Mississippi State knows how to grow grass.
That's right. You're exactly right. But it's amazing. How many. For years and years, Tennessee was on that spongy stuff, and I don't know how they. That was rough playing on it. But, go ahead.
Here's what I got. It says Tennessee has grass. Is that right?
Yep.
Alabama, Texas A&M, Florida, and South Carolina have grass.
Have grass, and the rest of them are artificial. Now, who'd be artificial?
It'd be everybody else.
No, surely Kentucky has bluegrass, don't they?
That, well, that's,
Is Kentucky, do they have grass? No, I want to say they're,
let's see, let me,
we're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen. I know all of you want to
I'm
know.
always trying to look this up. The information they give on this is never good.
you're correct.
But, of course, our show is also brought to you by Troy Regional Medical Center. And, of course, we're so proud of our medical facility right here in Troy. And of course, they're receiving a blue ribbon and four-star hospital located right here.
The Braves won last night, so they've done 3 games back to the Mets.
You know, I watched a little of that, and I just got tired of it. These relief pitchers come in and they just take their time. They spit here and they spit there, and then they kick the dirt, and then they'll pick it up. It takes them about a minute before they, huh?
They all threw 98 miles an hour, though.
I know, but then they throw over about 4 or 5 times. I mean, with one batter, spent 2 or 3 minutes. You know?
Says
the Yankees won last night.
Beat the Mets.
So
yeah,
that's a big series right there. If the Yankees can sweep the Mets, the Braves can be right back in it.
All right, let's get this information.
Here at Kentucky, it says they got S5 synthetic turf.
All right, so
they were bluegrass from 73 to 2014.
Yeah.
But S5 synthetic turf on the University of Kentucky's football field since 2015 to present.
And that
they may change it tomorrow.
And mark my word, my sleeper of the year is Kentucky. Look for them to be much, much better. The Kentucky Wildcats with a great quarterback, a great running back, and a lot of great players to go coming back at
Kentucky.
I
read an article. A lot of people got Kentucky going 9-3, 10-2.
That's pretty good. Yeah. But does Alabama play Kentucky?
Coach Summerall will be a good person to ask about Kentucky.
Yeah, you're right. And hopefully you'll come on, Coach. Good morning, and I hope you're doing well this day, and you'll drop by Piggly Wiggly and get some of those delicious steaks. And, you know, they'll cut you anything you want, and you've done it many times. I want mine about an inch and a half, and of course, I want it thick. And that's the way I want my steak. And out at we've got some good places to buy food here in Troy, and take advantage of it. Boy, we got some good restaurants. Mike, tell us what you're going to be doing this weekend.
I don't know. I'll probably be watching some games on the porch, I would imagine. We always try to take the girls down to the beach early in the morning.
Yeah.
Weather permitting. I think there's a lot of rain coming this week, from what I read.
And let me tell you how he does it. He does it.
Might try to go to South Walton and catch a South Walton high school football game if they're at home too. I told my wife that might be fun.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. It's going to be a lot of fun, and as we get ready for the big game in 2 weeks, on the 3rd of September, it's the Trojans of Troy University and the Ole Miss Rebels live.
So where Alabama A&M beat Troy's women's soccer team.
Oh, did they really?
I guess soccer has already started at Troy University.
Yes, soccer, and coming up soon is volleyball. Volleyball is a huge. And you know, Troy, this new flooring that they put in now, they've got a special flooring for volleyball. Troy is one of the very few that has got it right now, and everybody else wants it.
Hey, Michael, you said you wanted to watch South Walton play tonight. This weekend will be a great game. They're playing Baker, Florida, and Baker, Florida has got the running back who broke Derrick Henry's record.
Oh, boy.
High school record. And he was born with one of his arms. Yeah, and he's a senior at Baker.
And he's got something wrong with his arm.
Yeah, his arm is. He doesn't have a full arm on one of his. I think it's his left arm.
He doesn't have a hand.
But he is a monster.
Oh,
and
really?
it's a speedster. But that's who they play is Baker
Oh.
High School.
It'd be great to just go down and see that kid play.
That would
I
be.
wonder if it is in Santa Rosa Beach. I wonder where they're playing that game.
It says at home.
At home.
At home.
Ba-
That's what it
Baker,
says.
Baker's on the other side of Bruton. Baker,
And,
you know, don't you have to go through Bruton to get to Baker?
It's
I believe so.
yeah.
We
We
used to have some.
years ago there was one of the world class sprinters came out of Baker, Florida. Houston McTeer.
That's right. I remember
Houston
well.
McTeer.
I remember that well. No
And,
question about it.
But that would be a great time to see a football.
And you know
game.
what? Troy had a great sprinter at the same time, and his name was Beatty.
James Beatty.
James Beatty was he was a world-class sprinter, probably one of the top 5 sprinters in the world.
Was he from
at one
Columbus,
time.
Georgia?
Yes, sir. Came out of Columbus. But
He was-
a lot of people say he was raised in Troy.
I'm not sure, but
you know,
James
So,
Beatty.
how did Jared Dagey, the West Virginia, former West Virginia quarterback, Bowling Green quarterback, look in the scrimmage? How many throws did he make?
Not many, but listen to this. And I'm gonna let it. It's some inside information. They said he'll play soon and he'll play a lot. I mean, they like him a lot, and of course they like Gunnar Watson too, the other starter. But those two have the most experience, and of course, you know the figures you showed me yesterday about this quarterback transferred to Troy from West Virginia. How about this? 79 touchdown passes for over 10,000 yards. That tells me enough that kid's going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time keeping him out of the lineup. He was the backup. He was the starting quarterback at West Virginia for a long time, for 2 or 3 years. And then he got on the portal and ended up at Troy. And that's where we stand. We got 2 quarterbacks with a lot of experience.
Well, you know that Coach Summerall had to reach out to Neil Brown, and Neil Brown's staff, Sean Reagan, Matt Moore, all those guys are all good friends. So, I mean, Dagey transferred to Western Kentucky, lost the job, and I guess was able to transfer because he's already a college graduate to Troy, and is now trying to compete for the Troy job, but he's only got 2 weeks to do it. So
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if he starts at Ole Miss. I would imagine Gunnar Watson will be your starter.
Well, again.
Dagey will definitely be a guy that will be a great insurance policy.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. It's not a whole lot of difference in the in the schools and what they're running, but most everybody's running the same thing now. Unless they're gonna run the wishbone or something like that. If in a passing offense, they're gonna run, 2 backs or whatever.
I think it's called timing with your receivers. Has a lot to do with it, and the confidence of your team.
And this kid is a
Who
veteran
we're going to
player.
go with, Coach? Who's going to be our leader in the huddle?
I think Wes is.
I mean, it could be a distraction in the locker room for sure, bringing in a guy like this last minute. But who knows?
You would think so. You would think so. And I wonder, does he have any sponsors? I bet he does. So.
Well, I mean, his numbers are incredible. I mean, he's got the best numbers of any college transfer quarterback that was in the portal.
And that's out of every one of them, yeah.
I mean, I'll have to go back and look at what his numbers were at Bowling Green before he got to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Because he played 2 years at Bowling Green before he transferred to West Virginia.
Oh, gosh, did he? Okay, so those 79
So this is going to be his fourth college.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
His name is
Jared Dagey.
Jared what?
Dagey.
Davey, okay. And
Dagey.
yeah, okay. Now one thing.
He's on Troy's roster. He's wearing number 9.
Okay. What kind of size is he, Mike? About 6'2", 6'3"?
6'2".
And he was successful as a quarterback for West Virginia the last 2 years, and
He's from Lubbock, Texas.
From
6'2",
Lubbock, Texas.
210 pounds.
6'2", 210 pounds. And again, all kinds of experience, and that means a lot. And of course, I think I'm not saying our quarterback will lose his job. I don't think he will, but this guy will be a good backup with experience.
Trust me, he's not transferring to back up.
Right now?
He's not transferring to being the backup.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He don't want to be sitting on. But let me ask you this, and I'd play West Virginia tomorrow. Troy would. I think Troy would play them straight up if they played West Virginia. But
well, it'll be interesting when they play Western Kentucky because he lost the job at Western Kentucky.
This spring, they lost to that great Panther though, didn't they?
No, I'm saying Western Kentucky and Troy play this year.
Yeah,
Davey left Western Kentucky because he didn't win the job.
Okay, I didn't know that. That was this year?
Yeah, he just left Western Kentucky a week ago.
Okay, so he didn't leave West Virginia. He lost
the job at West Virginia and then transferred in the spring to Western Kentucky and lost the job at Western Kentucky.
So he struck out twice then. But is considered a good football player. And of course, you look at those stats, that says everything to me.
Well, if you were the man, you'd still be throwing for the school you were with.
Of course, Troy will have a light scrimmage, and I doubt they'll do any hitting from here on out. But they'll probably go on the field on Saturday, and it'll be a good opportunity to watch this guy throw it. Or anytime, in the afternoon, you can go out and watch them practice. And, I don't know if they're going to close practice or not, but would you think, Forrest, that the Ole Miss Rebels, do you think they are have any worries at all about playing Troy or not?
My guess is when you got a new defensive coordinator and new offensive coordinator, so to speak, and you got those transfers in that you got to work around. I think they're cautiously optimistic, but it's play by play, day by day. What's the weather going to be? All those kind of things. Troy's defense, I think, would be the sounding board for Troy University to begin with, and we have a pretty good defense coming back. But you better be able to have a lot of depth, because people are going to be running all over the place, and you got to cover them.
And that's something that I see in Troy that I haven't seen every year is depth. We've got a lot of depth in our offensive and defensive fronts, and that means a lot. Now, Mike, give me this. What did the Las Vegas line say?
Oh, well, he's off the air.
Mike?
He went to take his daughter to the...
All right, well, the last time I heard, it was 23 and a half was the Las Vegas line.
Well, to beat a team like Ole Miss, in my opinion, you got to have ball control.
Yeah,
you got to be able to run it when you need to run it. And
you're exactly right.
You can't go 3 and out and give them the ball. Go 3 and out. You can't throw it every down.
And they're a team that runs it more than as far as to get the ball off, and get the snap off. I think they lead the nation in time that does that. So they're going to be moving it fast. But what that means that Troy needs to run the football, and establish some kind of running attack to keep them from taking advantage of it up front.
Yes, sir. Well, one thing, too, I want to mention, go visit the Johnson Center and look at those beautiful quilts.
Yeah.
Local middle school football has started. Go support the middle school programs here in this area. Volleyball is in full swing. Look up the schedules. Go to the Dothan Eagle, call the school. Hey, when do y'all play? Those kind of things. So that's in full swing. I know schools are playing middle school football tonight. I think Pike Liberal Arts is going to Greenville to play their school.
That's good.
I don't know when the middle school starts at Charleston, but it's pretty soon.
So the junior highs and they can play.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
Right?
You can play whoever you can schedule.
In fact, they had a game last night, and
that was a Pee-wee game,
and they played them very good.
Yeah.
They lost
Houston
14.
Academy.
Came
to town.
Yeah. You can go by and pick up your catch. It's got all the information you need to keep up with what's going on with your favorite team. And we appreciate you watching our show, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Max Howell will be calling in around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so pay close attention. We'll be bringing it to you, and you have a good day.
These teenage years can be tricky